Have you ever wondered what Proverbs 23 verses 7 actually means? As a man thinketh in his heart, so he will be. Now, that proverb might come from the Bible. Well, it comes from the Bible, but it is a principle that I believe that God has designed all of us. So today, if you're listening to this video, you're watching this video and you're not a Bible believer, or maybe you've heard about this verse, but you're not Christian, or you might be coming from another religion or something like that. Principles apply to every single person because we were all designed the same. Whether you're red, black, yellow, white, you speak Chinese, you speak English, you speak German, you speak Portuguese, whatever you do, whatever you are, whoever you are, you were designed with intention and with a purpose and with love. And therefore, you and I are all on the same level when it comes to how we can achieve health. Now, I have talked about in my previous videos about the 3 pillars of health and how that God designed all of us actually for perfect health. And that's actually what we call God's plan A. Okay, that's actually his initial plan. Okay, his initial plan was for all of us to actually stay in health, to be in health. Okay, and you know, Dr. Henry Wright, a forerunner in this industry when it comes to teaching health in a very holistic way in accordance to design. He actually has a ministry called Be in Health, and the problem, the whole idea about being in health is because we are called not to just achieve health based on fitness, based on a supplement, based on a diet, which is so trending nowadays. It's really about being that person, being healthy, and that's what I thoroughly resonate with, and this is what I teach in seminars and in my clinic, treating patients with all sorts of disease. And that's how we actually get patients to 100% health. Now, so if God's plan A was always for us to actually be in health, that means be in 100% health, then why would this matter to you and I if we have pain, sickness, or disease? So don't forget, God's plan A is for us to be in health, be in 100% health. However, I'm going to use purple just to make that contrast. God's plan B, okay, I'm just going to circle just to make it obvious, is actually for us when we have pain, when we have sickness and disease. His plan is always for us to heal 100%. But not through just the body. That means not just looking at the disease or manage the symptoms by treating just the body, by everything physical, everything tangible that you can physically touch and feel. It is actually going back to how we were designed, and that's why I have coined that term, health as God designed. And that really requires more than just patient care, but it actually requires pastoral care. That means actually talking about things that are not typically talked about in patient care, in healthcare. And that is why we exist as a clinic, as a ministry here in Cryogenesis, and to actually talk to you about the uncommon truths, about the common things. And I'm actually going to rehash the 3 pillars of health that I taught about in my previous videos. And the first pillar of health, okay, for us to achieve health as God designed, okay, like I said, health 100% planning. And when you're not at 100%, how do you get back to 100%? And that actually is the first relationship. The first pillar is healthy relationships. Oh, my apologies. Healthy relationships. And number 2 is actually healthy mindsets. Okay. Number 3 is finally a healthy body. Now, of course, plan A, healthy relationships, healthy mindsets, hence a healthy body. Now, of course, in an imperfect world, which is what we all live in, right? Healthy relationships don't always happen, right? Broken relationships, broken-hearted, people from an unhealthy relationship with their boyfriend, with your spouse, divorce, stuff that is frankly so common these days. And when you don't have healthy relationships, you have toxic relationships. when you have toxic relationships, guess what? It leads to toxic mindsets. Okay, just gonna put this arrow here just for us to make it as plain and simple for you guys. And guess what? Toxic mindsets lead to a toxic body, which means pain and disease. Now, I have to make a caveat here that not all pain, okay, mainly just pain, or even some diseases are actually because it's rooted in all these things. Now, if you eat the wrong stuff and you got really healthy relationships and you got a healthy mindset and you are this go-getter and you are always in check when it comes to number 1 and 2, but yet you don't know how to live your body, you don't know how to exercise, you don't know how to eat the right thing because you're just not getting the right education, you can still have disease and pain, primarily because you have chosen to live outside of design. Now, that's why when I mentioned the word in accordance with design, there are principles in each of these pillars that God has literally laid out for us to achieve health. Now, I always tell my patients that when it comes to pain, chronic pain for that matter, a lot of people are actually stuck in pain because their brain has actually been contorted in a way where their movement becomes too simplistic. Okay, and I always give this example: if I touch a hot stove, and because it's maybe it's just a quick millisecond of contact with the fire, and the human instinct is to rub our ears, to put an ice cube on there, to run it under, to put your hand under running water, stuff like that. And that's because, and the pain goes away fast because the pain is so way below threshold. Okay, but then when someone is stuck in chronic pain and the pain goes beyond just a simple scalding with your finger, which can be taken away by rubbing your ear, it actually becomes chronic. And chronic is characterized by complex pain patterns. And that's when complex, diversified movements, okay, have to come into play. And that's when we actually coach patients in our clinics through running, through walking, and running, walking, standing, and throwing. These are actually the 4 basic functional movements that God has designed for us to do. Sleeping, sitting down, these kinds are not actually movements that benefit the body. Body needs movement, and movement needs to be diversified. And that's where we actually help patients to run better, to walk better, to stand better, and to throw better, because these are the fundamentals of human design that God has put in place in our DNA. Okay, now, so if you actually start to run with the improper shoes, and you lift weight, and you just don't take care of your spine or whatsoever, and you do things that are not in accordance with these principles, guess what? You end up in pain. So let's not be overly complex here when we talk about pain and go, oh, I definitely have a broken relationship, I definitely have a toxic mindset. It could simply just be you're not living in accordance to design just within the body. That means there's some stuff that you're not doing first before you actually take out the massage gun, or before you go and get your spine cracked by a chiropractor, which, by the way, it's so wrong. And I've talked about that before, so please reference the other videos that I've mentioned about chiropractic. But understand this, guys, that when it comes to living in accordance with design, no one is exempted from the template. That means there is a design template by which we all function. Okay, so I'm gonna very quickly touch on this and end on this, and in my subsequent videos I'll actually talk about the specific toxic mindsets that can actually cause specific disease. Now, there are a lot of them. As you know, the world is full of disease and pain and sicknesses these days, and we have been able, as a ministry, gleaning from other ministries that have made impacts throughout the world, we are able to now coach patients through certain mindsets that have led to their specific disease. So I will touch on that in my subsequent videos for this week. But right now, I just want to go back to that proverb that I started out this video with. And that proverb is, as a man thinks, so he will B. Now, I have capitalized the word B, okay, and this comes from Proverbs 23, verse 7. Now, I have capitalized the words B because, like I mentioned before, health is about being healthy. It's about being fruitful in your health before you even do something that is healthy. So when someone says, oh, Dr. Ben, you're really healthy, because they see me drink my tea, like my tea bottle here, right? Or they see me eat really good quality beef, and they go, oh, you're such a healthy guy. Now, I submit to you that doing something healthy is way far less important than being healthy. And how do you be healthy? It actually goes back to how pillar number two affects number three. So I want to submit to you today, if you're listening to me right now and you've got some kind of pain and disease, my question is, if I were to surface in your mind the specific mindset that has caused that specific disease, are you able to process that and be open-minded to the fact that this Proverbs, like I said, does not just apply to Christians or people who read the Bible, it applies to every single human being on this planet, that includes you, right? Can you actually be open-minded to listen, to know how to go through counsel, just so that you can renew your mindset, so that you can have a better thinking life, so that you can be in health, okay? So I hope this video encourages you, but please watch my other videos. That I don't want to bore you with the teaching that I actually take patients through in the actual clinic right here. But I want you, as this to be some kind of a soundbite for you to actually take bite-sized information and go back and actually, if this actually challenges you and makes you think a little deeper as to whether you are having a healthy mindset that leads to a healthy body, then I've done my job. So if you like this content, please subscribe. It is not the common truths that you hear doctors say, and I'm actually really honored and privileged to be able to show you that. So please comment, like, and subscribe, and I would love to make this available to you the moment I upload a new video. So please share this, and I hope this blesses you, and I will see you in the next video, where I will talk about the most common disease that we see today and how those could be caused by specific toxic mindsets that I believe will set you free. All right, till the next video. See you guys.